Alright, big news from the cricket world. The India women's national cricket team just pulled off a tough 2-1 T20I series win against Australia women. That final match wrapped up on February 21, 2026, over at the Adelaide Oval. India snagged that series finale with a 17-run victory, thanks to their batters absolutely crushing it and the bowlers keeping things super tight. Vice-captain Smriti Mandhana was the absolute star, carrying the innings with a brilliant 82 runs off just 55 balls. And Jemimah Rodrigues added a calm, cool 50, getting India to a strong total of 176 for 6. This win? It's a massive moment for the Indian squad. It really showcased their grit and how smartly they played throughout this super exciting T20 leg of their big multi-format tour against those powerhouse Australians. This series victory just screams that India is getting seriously good in T20s, and it sets a high bar for what we can expect from them moving forward on the international stage. We saw some incredible individual brilliance, but also how wonderfully they worked together as a team. This series had everyone in the cricket world buzzing, and their ability to bounce back and seal this series under immense pressure? That truly highlighted their growing smarts and how much depth they've built in the squad. Alright, so going into that final game in Adelaide, the series was all tied up at 1-1. India actually snagged the first win, thanks to the DLS method, and that really set the tone for what was going to be a super competitive series. But Australia wasn't having any of that. They hit right back in the second T20I, played at the Manuka Oval in Canberra, absolutely leveling the series with a 19-run win. In that particular game, India's captain Harmanpreet Kaur decided to bowl first, and honestly, it looked like they'd set themselves up for a pretty chaseable target. Australia ended up putting 163 for 5 on the board, with Voll absolutely leading the charge, smashing a solid 88 runs. India's Arundhati Reddy did manage to snag 2 crucial wickets, but the Australian middle order just kept that momentum rolling. But when it was India's turn to bat, their lineup just kind of faltered under pressure, and they ended up falling short of that target. This result really underlined just how fierce the rivalry is between these two nations, setting up that final T20I as an absolute winner-takes-all showdown that had everyone, fans and players, completely hooked with its incredibly high stakes. I mean, the way this series just kept swinging back and forth really showcased the incredible competitive balance and all the individual brilliance you get to see in women's international cricket at the absolute highest level. Alright, so in that series clinching third T20I over in Adelaide, India's decision to bat first after winning the toss really turned out to be a game-changer. Smriti Mandhana played an absolute blinder of an innings, showing off a masterclass in aggressive yet super controlled batting. She was smashing boundaries and smartly rotating the strike, keeping that scoreboard ticking over beautifully. Her partnership with Jemimah Rodrigues was absolutely crucial in building a really good total against a seriously strong Australian bowling attack, featuring big names like Ashley Gardner, Sophie Molyneux, Kim Garth, and Georgia Wareham. Now, these Australian bowlers, they're known for being super skillful and experienced, and they definitely kept the Indian batters under pressure the whole time. But Mandhana and Rodrigues didn't budge, proving they can perform big time when it counts. Mandhana's innings, especially, just screamed, in form, and showed she was out to dominate right from ball 1, giving India that crucial boost to post a commanding 176 for 6. That smart batting approach meant India had a significant total to defend, instantly putting the pressure right back on Australia for their chase. This performance really set the scene for India's bowlers to go out and execute their plans with total confidence. Defending 176, India's bowlers really stepped up, delivering a sharp, united performance that ultimately just shut down Australia's chase. And talk about a game-changer. Young sensation Shreyanka Patil stepped up big time, ripping through Australia's top order by dismissing key batters Voll and Ellyse. Her knack for grabbing crucial wickets at just the right time totally stalled Australia's momentum and stopped them from building any real partnerships. And it wasn't just Shreyanka. The disciplined bowling effort got an extra punch from Sree Charani, who bagged 3 wickets, completely dismantling Australia's usually formidable batting lineup. Even with powerful hitters like Ashley Gardner in their ranks, Australia just couldn't consistently ramp up their scoring rate against India's incredibly tight lines and lengths. India's clever field placements and varied bowling plans really kept the Australian batters under the pump, making it impossible for them to find the rhythm needed for a successful run chase. So, this incredible team bowling effort was absolutely crucial in sealing that 17-run victory and, of course, the series win for India, really showcasing their tactical genius on the day. Alright, so this series win? It's a huge deal for the India women's national cricket team. It really just cements their place on the world stage. And honestly, this 3-match T20I series was seriously competitive. Both teams had some incredible moments, which really just highlights how much women's cricket is growing and how much talent there is out there. Of course, Australia had their moments. Kim Garth and Georgia Wareham bowled some cracking spells, and Sophie Molyneux added that vital experience. But in the end, it was India's collective batting and bowling that really shone through when it counted. And you can't talk about this series without mentioning some standout individual performances. Mandhana's explosive batting and Patil's impactful bowling were absolutely crucial in turning the tide in India's favour. This 2-1 series victory, especially happening in Australia, isn't just a big tick in India's cricket history books. It really goes to show how much this team has grown, and how they can perform under pressure against one of the absolute best teams on the planet. And honestly, this series has left fans absolutely buzzing for the next chapter in this incredible rivalry. You can bet everyone's already looking forward to more high-stakes clashes between these two fantastic teams.